Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
This is 7 at 7 from the Las Vegas Review-Journal.
Good evening, I'm Jen Ah. To our top story, sponsored by Carnegie Heights. Firefighters are investigating the cause of a deadly house fire in East Las Vegas that left 2 children dead. Firefighters responding to the fire just after 10 o'clock this morning on the 6500 block of Caddington Avenue. The flames were put out about half an hour later.
This was a house fire that spread to another room, started in one room, spread to another, where there were 2 children, 1 infant 2 months old, and 1 toddler 2 years old, both males. When crews found them, it was obvious that they were deceased.
In light of the ongoing trial of a Minneapolis police officer charged with killing George Floyd last May, Clark County Sheriff Joe Lombardo briefed the public today on police reform and their work with the Multicultural Advisory Council.
No matter what the outcome is, whether it's a mistrial, whether it's a acquittal, or whether it's a conviction, that you understand that we're all going through it together. And we ask for your, what was Roxanne's word? Patience. We ask for your patience in having and knowing the history of LVMPD, and we're here to help you, not hurt you.
Also speaking today, Governor Steve Sisolak on the eviction moratorium, announcing that it will be extended for 2 more months. So until the end of May. He also says this is the last extension the state will grant. Sisolak now encouraging those struggling to pay their bills to apply for the rental assistance program.
Every state's eviction laws are different, with different eviction notices and different court procedures. That's why our state eviction moratorium is so important during this transition period.
The federal moratorium is set to end in June. Also happening today, NV Energy conducting a live demonstration on the dangers of mylar balloons getting tangled in power lines. Review Journal's Renee Summerhour shows us how it went. Renee?
Yeah, Jen, Lyman from NV Energy showed us what happens when these balloons come into contact with energized power lines. Take a look and remember, do not try this at home. The balloons are typically filled with helium and are coated with a metallic finish.
Mylar balloons is something completely preventable. What you can do with a Mylar balloon after you are done using the balloon, just deflate the balloon and dispose off properly. So even deflated balloon can fly in a high wind type situation.
On their website, NV Energy tells its customers that if Mylar balloons are going to be a part of your celebration, you should dispose of them by punching a hole in them rather than releasing them into the air. Jen?
On to your health news. State and local health officials saving about half of Southern Nevada's weekly COVID vaccine doses for hospitality workers. Beginning today, MGM Resorts will be offering vaccines to their employees. We could expect more casino companies to follow their lead. One health official saying this allocation is key to helping keeping the community safe because hospitality is our primary industry. Now to your weather, sponsored by 1 Hour Air. No matter the season, no matter the reason, 1 Hour is here for you. It was a little cooler today compared to yesterday, but still warm. Tonight looks like it'll get down to the high 40s, but then we're warming back up for the rest of the week. Tomorrow is expected to hit the mid-70s, and then highs will increase until we get to the 90s. So that's something to look forward to. Some clouds might roll in for a bit, but otherwise we can expect beautiful weather this week. In your business news, sponsored by Bank of Nevada, Bank on Accountability. The Venetian Resort is using a COVID safety app to bring back conventions. HealthPass technology compiles a person's COVID-19 related health information into the Clear app. As you may already know, McCarran International Airport already uses the Clear system. The goal is to expedite travel for conventions and trade shows. In other business news, the Uncommons project is finally getting some walls. This $400 million project will include office space, residential units, entertainment, fitness, restaurants, and more. It broke ground in Southwest Las Vegas last August. The first phase of construction is expected to finish early next year. In your entertainment news, sponsored by Las Vegas Motor Speedway, we're all excited for live shows and programs to get going again. This includes the Smith Center, which just announced some changes for its season ticket renewal. Some changes include the opt-out option. It won't be offered this season. All shows will be included for season ticket holders. There also won't be any more seat change requests, and everyone will be asked to follow safety protocols. In other words, mask up.
Sports, sponsored by Scenic Brewing Company. For the first time in over 40 years, the NFL is expanding the length of its regular season by adding a 17th game to the schedule. NFL owners approved the change on Tuesday. The extra game will result in all AFC teams hosting an NFC counterpart this year. The Raiders will now host the Chicago Bears at Allegiant Stadium. Vinny Bonsignor has more.
And in the new CBA, it gave a provision for the addition of a 17th game as early as this year, which is exactly what happened, or as late as maybe next year. But they went ahead and did it. They've got TV rights deals that they just announced that start in 2023. So this gives them schedule certainty now for a little while to present obviously their media rights partners.
Sports betting, sponsored by Las Vegas Paiute Tribal Smoke and Cigar Shop. Number 1 seed Baylor and number 2 seed Houston won their regions and will meet in the national semifinals on Saturday. Baylor is a 5-point favorite at Circa Sports. The total is 135. In their Elite 8 games, Baylor held on to cover as a 7.5-point favorite in an 81-72 victory over Arkansas. Houston won 67-61, but Oregon State covered +8 on a 3-pointer in the final seconds.
In your lifestyle news, sponsored by Get Healthy, Clark County, over one stretch of downtown Las Vegas, you may notice some new banners labeled Restaurant Row at Carson Avenue. It's all part of the city's 6-month project to help visitors distinguish where they are. Restaurant Row features 9 eateries on Carson Avenue between Las Vegas Boulevard and 8th Street. Spots tourists might want to check out now that restrictions are being lifted. The next signage projects include the Arts and Gateway districts. That concludes our 7 at 7 p.m. newscast from the Las Vegas Review-Journal. I'm Jen Ah. We're available on the RJ mobile app, YouTube, and so much more. Be sure to watch 7 at 7 a.m. bright and early. Have a great night.
Review-Journal Studio, sponsored by Adam Kuttner. Get the maximum settlement as quickly as possible. This 7 at 7 update, sponsored by Pro Group Management. You're watching 7 at 7 from the Las Vegas Review-Journal.